you gonna work? Hello, everybody. Just making sure all the links are working. I'll have Jinx joining me in just a minute. But just getting started here this morning. We're gonna jump in and talk about the summer that's coming because I live in the Pacific Northwest and it's starting to get very warm. Like today is actually genuinely warm for us. It's like 86 now. It's supposed to get into the 90s, which is really high for us. For anybody on the other side of the world, it's about 30 Celsius. It's supposed to get to about 35. So it's going to get real hot today. So we wanted to talk a little bit about like summer cosplays and some ways to kind of beat the heat. Because I know one of like the biggest things about being a cosplayer is rain, sleet, snow, hail. It doesn't matter. Like we're going to wear the costume we want to wear, whether it's good for our health or not. As one of those cosplayers who's done that, I thought this would be a good episode to talk about just some of the stuff that you can do to help maintain heat and make sure you don't get dehydrated. So I'm just going to kind of get started and Jinx is going to jump in when they jump in. So hi, everybody. I'm Chibi Raincloud from the Pacific Northwest area of the world. I've been cosplaying for a long time. I do a lot of panels and contests, a lot of fun stuff. During the pandemic, I really didn't do anything. I joined Costalk Live, and that's the only exciting thing I did. But before the pandemic, I did a lot of like group meetups in my area. I was very involved with the community. We did a lot of cool group stuff, especially during the summer. Like it's really wet and gross most of the year here, so it's just very cold, and we don't do a lot. Like I'd say probably between like November through May, you just don't really do much in Washington because it's so cold. But like, hi, starting to warm up. Group meets are finally happening again here in Washington, which is so exciting.
Oh my gosh, my closet's like wide open.
I cannot hear you. Is your mic not working?
Oh, 1 second.
1 second.
Let's see here.
Happy Sunday. Hi, Cool Gamer. Hi, Ray. I'm happy to be here. I got a day off, which is exciting. I'm actually waiting for my internet company to come and fix my internet, but hopefully that'll be soon. And for other comments, we have Sean. Yes, ice packs whenever possible. So you can hear? You heard Jinx just fine? Oh, why?
Okay,
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
What is going
on? Really?
Okay, so Jinx, they can hear you. I can't hear you. I don't know why.
What? That's so weird.
Like, say something.
I'm like, hello, testing 1, 2, 3.
Hi. Okay, I think my headset's being weird. I have to change this.
So maybe it's like the channels. It's not like registering certain channels.
No, I remember this happened the first time I was using it too.
Okay, no worries. Hi guys. So sorry. I had such a busy day yesterday. Oh, look, it's Peppadoo.
You've been busy this month in general. What do you mean just yesterday?
Oh my gosh, I know, but I finally was alleviated of some stuff, and then yesterday was just jam-packed, from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. And I was like, oh god, I'm so tired. So yeah, so sorry I'm late, guys. Thank you so much, Chibi, for setting it up. And we are Ray, hello, Cool Gamer, Sean, ice packs whenever or wherever possible. Yes. So that's another thing of why I'm so tired is because it's so hot and humid here right now because we're starting our monsoon season. Yeah. So I was actually
monsoon season in Arizona.
Yeah. There's a monsoon season and it's pretty bad. It's short, but it's pretty bad. To the point where, we have trees in our backyard, so we'll lose branches. We'll lose we've lost roof tiles. It's bad.
Oh, that's crazy.
So yesterday I went because I've just started doing real estate. Yesterday I went and showed a property, and it was a horse property. Oh, that's not what I want to do. It was a horse property, so we were outside, and I think part of that killed me. So it was really hot, but I can't be oh, it's hot, I can't do anything, because then our whole city just can't function right during the summer. So, and this is another thing too, is because our biggest con is moving to June next year, which everyone's like, huh? So let's see. I'm just adding this ticker in. So for us, I mean, for you guys, it must be easier to, meet up.
Right. No, so
Cosplay.
we're like the opposite of you guys. Like we don't
Mhm.
start meeting up until like June, and then we do June like through August, maybe early November. Like we don't do a whole lot outside of those months because it's so wet and rainy that like we can't do anything
Yeah.
with costumes.
Mhm.
So it's only like going to be 90 here today, which I guess for you guys is probably low. For us, it's way too hot.
Yeah, 90 is like good. That's why I'm like, oh my gosh. Because like there was like a couple of Phoenix Fan Fusions ago where it was 90 and everybody was like, oh my God, that's really good. So
It's just
yeah.
nice anyway. No, like I'm trying to do a My Hero cosplay meetup this summer, and we've been talking about like when is going to be the best time to go because of schedules and how hot it's going to be. And we're sitting at like 90, and we're all like, it's too hot. Like
I know, and it's like 110 here, and we're like, oh God. So it can be really difficult. So Ray says, yep, 103, it's humid. So when it's dry, I much prefer it being dry. It's better dry. But when it's humid, I just like feel like I'm just like my life source is draining out of me.
No.
Lillian, hello, amazing beings.
Hello,
Thank you.
hello.
Hello. Joya Courtney, hi. Thank you for watching us from Facebook. Airy Owl on Twitch says there are clouds yesterday. Anything after 7 p.m. in Arizona? No, I don't think anything did transpire yesterday, so I think we were okay. Lillian says it's 32 right now. What's that in your weird temp? I think that's like a
It's
90.
Like close to 90, yeah, because like 35 is like 94, 92. So
Yeah,
it's
I think it's
we're
90.
we're sitting at like in the 30s, I think.
Yeah, so
my Canadian partner is teaching me the ways of Celsius.
Yeah, I lived overseas too, so I had to use Celsius all the time. So I'm like, I always know 25 is like a really good temperature. And usually like here in Arizona, it can be up to like 40 or 45 if that helps you. Under 45 maybe is too high, but 40s, like that's yeah, we can get up to 40s here in Phoenix. So it's hot, and thankfully the desert doesn't get humid. It does because it rains. So it only rains like once a year. But when it does, it gets like really humid and it's really yucky.
For us, it's been a really crazy year because basically Washington just skipped spring. Like we just had a really, really wet, cold spring. It wasn't until like maybe a week ago that like I took my heater off. Like I've had my heater on like most of this time because it's so cold. And then suddenly it's like, oh no, it's going to be in the 90s. And so I just switched to my fans yesterday because I'm like, well, that was a real fast transition into the weather.
Oh man, yeah. For us, it's like a challenge to be like, when did you start using your AC? But yeah, I'm a sucker. I get too hot. I have to use it. Let's see. Oh, Lillian says 40s is me hiding in my basement. Yes, unfortunately, we can't have basements here because of the temperature, because the soil expands and contracts way too much. Ariel, there were pride festivals. Ray says depending on your costume, they have cooling vests. Okay, this is something that we're going to talk about. Cooling vests. Anthony
They're very cool.
Yeah, I've never actually seen them or used them or heard of them.
My workshop dad does, so I know a little bit about them.
Oh, really? Because I take medications that increase my body temperature, and I get so uncomfortable. Like yesterday, I was like visibly dripping sweat. It was so awful. Luckily, like the clients that I was with were like family friends, and they were like, "Oh my God, Jessica, you're just like melting." I'm like, I know. It's just dripping sweat everywhere. So to stay cool in cosplay is so important for me, especially. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I've done some armor builds now, and so I'm starting to get to the point where I'm learning how to like do ventilation systems, and like my workshop dad does a lot of that, especially for like the bigger builds with helmets. Like getting a cooling system or a cooling vest is actually like the easiest way. I'd say probably one of the cheaper ways to get like a big cooling system. I should have grabbed some. I have these like gel pack like scarf things.
Oh,
That
you can go off and grab them if you want.
I'm not entirely sure where it's at, to be perfectly honest.
But I think I know what you're talking about
I
because
don't have any of my summer stuff out. But yeah, it's basically like you could just buy it off of Amazon. It's just like a cooling pack. And so like I usually just wear that under my armor. Like I'll get it wet because like it lasts for hours when it's really wet and it stays kind of cool. And so like I'll just put that like around my chest or like under my like main chest piece for my armor. And it really does help keep like the core temperature.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Like they're like these little neck pillow type things.
Yes.
And they have beads in them and then they soak up with water. I had one of those, but I don't know what
so bad. So my internet people decided to show up right now without giving
and you're dressed up as Anthony was like, what are you dressed up as? She says
Steedlit from Lodos War.
So if you need to step away, step away.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be coming back. So have a good day, everybody. I will try really hard.
Okay, no problem. I'll talk to our viewers.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.